Yes, a second season of The Wheel of Time from Prime Video is happening, and we got some comments from Marcus Rutherford, who plays the race-replaced Perrin Ibarra in the Amazon Studios production. This is what he had to say about what we can expect from his character in Season 2. I think this is absolutely hilarious. These people are not improving this show in the second season whatsoever. It is going to continue to go downhill. It is going to continue to just eschew everything from Robert Jordan's source material. I don't even know why they're calling it Wheel of Time. Well, I do know why. They're calling it Wheel of Time because they want that brand name. They want that brand recognition. But everything that they're actually doing in the show is anything but the Wheel of Time. And Screen Rant Owen Danoff asked, to me, Perrin's character in the books is kind of defined by his struggle to accept all the different sides of his nature. Is that something you felt was a big part of his story this season? And I think that's a pretty basic milquetoast question, right? Hey, this is what Perrin is like in the books. Are we actually going to see this in the show? And Rutherford is like, no, you're not going to see that. I think what's really lovely about season 2 is the characters are kind of split up. And I think in particular, Perrin is kind of by himself quite a lot of the time and kind of introduced to a lot of different characters. And I think some of them kind of introduce and expose kind of new abilities that he has and new kind of powers and this kind of connection that he has with these kind of animals. So it has nothing to do with his personality, his internal struggle. It's all external things. He's getting new abilities, he's getting new powers, and he's meeting new people that are going to help him understand how to use these powers. It's really nothing about his internal struggle. And of course, why would we get any of that? Because they completely changed who Perrin Ibarra was in the first season, in the first episode, when they had him kill his own wife, which he didn't even have in the books. They decided to give him a wife and then have him kill her. Like, what were they thinking? But nevertheless, he goes on and says, and then I think other characters that he meets later in the season kind of expose his thoughts and philosophies around violence and warfare. And he has to really question, is it something that he can even avoid? Is it something that's kind of inevitable in the Wheel of Time, or something that's kind of naturally within him? I think it's really lovely in season 2 to kind of really delve into these characters a bit more. I think in season 1, he was just grieving quite a lot and just sort of crying in the corner. So I think it was quite nice to, explore the character a bit more in season 2. I don't know if he was grieving a lot. He was getting tortured and like sexually abused. They did all kinds of dirty things to this character, and was one of the biggest criticisms of the show from Brandon Sanderson, who actually finished the Wheel of Time for Robert Jordan in the first season. He said that the biggest thing he and I disagreed on was Perrin's wife. I realized that there's a good opportunity here for Perrin to be shown with rage issues and to be afraid of the potential beast inside of him. I liked that idea, but didn't like it being a wife for multiple reasons. And then he went on and said, first off, it feels a lot like the disposable wife trope, aka woman in the fridge. That's all Gail Simone. So apparently even Brandon Sanderson is picking this up now, the whole Gail Simone women in the fridge crap. Beyond that, I think the trauma of having killed your wife is so huge. The story that is telling can't realistically deal with it in a way that is responsible. Perrin killing his wife, then going off on an adventure really bothers me even still. It should bother you, because it is an utter disrespect to Robert Jordan's source material, to the Wheel of Time. That's what the show is. It's an absolute just disrespect dumping on the show, or on the TV show. On the book. The TV show is an utter disrespect on the book. And nevertheless, Sanderson said, I have faith that the writers won't treat it lightly, but still, that kind of trauma dealt with realistically and responsibly is really difficult for an adventure series to deal with. I think they're just going to move on from it and not touch it at all. I don't think they're really going to deal with it at all. And then he said, one thing I don't want this Wheel of Time adaptation to try to do is lean into being a tonal Game of Thrones replacement. I don't want to lean into the grimdark ideas. Killing Perrin's wife felt edgy just to be edgy. I think there's a little bit more than that. I think they were literally doing that to basically piss on the fans and say, you thought you were going to get a Wheel of Time adaptation? No, you're not. You're getting what I'm going to give to you. And it's just another humiliation campaign from the Hollywood studios, which is pretty much just all they do now. But that's what you can expect from season 2 of The Wheel of Time for the character of Perrin Ibarra. Just more utter humiliation and disgrace.
Subscribe for more.